Did you know that nearly 30% of nurses leave their employment just after completing 1 year of service, and some 2 years, and some just within 6 weeks of induction if the environment is not suitable for them? In this video, we're going to discuss the effective strategies that nurse leaders or emerging nurse leaders can use in order to be able to retain their nurses for a very long time. And once we apply these strategies, it is going to work like magic because it's something that I have experienced myself in the many years of my career as a clinical nurse manager and assistant director of nursing. So these strategies, there are five major strategies that I'm going to be exploring today. So the first strategy is to provide a mentorship and support system for new nurses. Some of the nurses that come into healthcare these days to work. Some of them are from different nationalities. So they struggle as they arrive Ireland, for example, to work. Some of them from Africa, some of them from India, different parts of the world. So there's language barrier. So some of them find it difficult to understand the language here and the accent here. So some of them are afraid, some of them are timid. So with effective mentorship and support system in place is going to go a long way to help them. It's just like assigning them. If a nurse starts today, you assign her to a mentor who will mentor her, who will complete her induction. And then, even after the induction has been completed, and throughout the first 3 or 4 months or 6 months of her employment, this mentor will work closely together in collaboration with her to support her and check on her to make sure everything is okay with her. And if she has any concerns, she can feel free to discuss it with this mentor. This goes a long way to help the new nurse. And once this support is in place, then the new nurse will feel free and will be able to perform and perform very well. So the second retention strategy is to provide academic progression. If a new nurse or newly hired nurse wants to progress or do an extra diploma, say if the nurse is working in elderly care, do a postgraduate diploma in care of the old elder persons, or if it's a palliative care setting, a postgraduate diploma in palliative care, or any of the settings in hospitals as well. So if the employer can provide the sponsorship to progress, to receive further education, it will help to retain the nurses. Even like the Irish nurses who are trained here, that support had to be in place, because if they're not seeing all these supports when they graduate as nurses, highest they will stay for 1 year or 6 months to gain just a wee experience, and you see them migrating to countries like Australia or Canada or America to work. So academic progression is very important. The third retention strategy is to provide a positive work environment. If these nurses, newly qualified nurses, are coming in to work in the country or in the healthcare system, and all they get is negative feedback, an environment that is not conducive, maybe they have managers or leaders who all they do is shout at them, when they make mistake, they're not going to stay. That support has to be there. The environment has to be positive. They have to feel loved, they have to feel accepted. If they're very little thing, the senior nurses or the managers or the leaders of the organization, they're constantly giving out to them, it's not going to provide a conducive environment for them to give their best. In my experience, sometimes when you shout at people, you know, it brings their morale low. Even if someone has done something wrong, it depends on your approach, the way you will speak to that person. The person will realize she has done something wrong, will apologize and will do better. So it depends on how the issues are being handled. So sometimes soft approach and emotional intelligence is very important when you're dealing with people. And the fourth retention strategy is to promote to provide a promotion strategy to from a junior nurse position to a senior staff nurse position. So you have to encourage and train these newly qualified nurses very well, and then give them that opportunity to progress, to senior positions, rather than when the post is advertised you're looking outside. Train these new nurses very well so that they, when the position, senior positions like senior nurse position is advertised, or clinical nurse manager position is advertised, they will be able to apply for these positions. And when they see that this support to progress to senior roles are there, it will help them to stay. And also the fifth retention strategy is to have a staff recognition and reward system in place. When staff has a particular staff, or some staff have performed so well in a year, have a kind of recognition party whereby the staff are called and they are given something, to say thank you. You are the best of the nurses today. Is it in area of medication management or whatever area it is, or overall this nurse has performed well, extremely well. So have that support system there. It will help, or reward system, it will help other nurses to work harder so that they will be the one to win that prize for the next year. It's very important, staff recognition, because myself in my career, even as a clinical nurse manager, it's not boasting. I was once elected, or recognized as the best clinical nurse manager for that year, and it felt so nice to be celebrated. I was given a bouquet of flower, and a small gift and a voucher. It really made me feel so well, and I'm valued. And the sixth or the last point is to ensure that we revert the high turnover in the system, healthcare system, because when we recruit more nurses, then the nurses that have been there are not burn out. So that way they will stay, because when there is high turnover in the healthcare system, the existing nurses are burn out, they are stressed out, and they will want to leave and go to another positions. So we have to continue recruiting nurses to make sure that the workload is distributed, that the nurses are not doing too many hours. So I'm hoping that all these points that I have mentioned here today, if you as an emerging healthcare leader, nurse manager, director of nursing, that if you implement them, you will see a huge difference in your retention of your nurses. So if this video has helped you, or if you have learned one or two things from this presentation, kindly give this video a thumbs up. Leave your comments below and let me know what you think. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.